Good day, grade 8. I hope you are all still fine. Today I want to discuss the memo of T accounts exercise 4. The first transaction tells you the owner deposited a financial contribution. You now know that every transaction must be recorded into two accounts. The business receives money, so that is why your one account will be bank, because that is where we keep our money. If we receive money bank being an asset will increase on the debit side. So on the debit side, on the 1st of May, you will write the amount of 89,000 in the amount column, and then capital is what you are receiving. So capital is the contra, which also means that you need to open a capital account. Capital is owner's equity, increases on the credit side. So on the credit side of capital, 2020, May the 1st, money is in the bank, 89,000. Double entry principle has been applied. One account was debited, the other credited. On the 3rd, we issue a check for the monthly rent. We are spending, bank being an asset will decrease on the credit side. We are spending on rent expense. That also tells you the name of the other account concerned for this specific transaction. Rent expense is an expense. Every debit needs a credit. There's the credit. Debit. Expense is an expense increases on the debit side. The more money you spend on rent expense, the bigger that expense becomes. Then the second one, we are going to spend money on trading license. So that's the second transaction. Every transaction in two accounts. Spending money, so bank will be the one account, and this time we are spending on trading license, the other account. Double entry principle, every debit, here is your debit, needs a credit, and there's your credit. On the 7th, we are buying consumable stores. If we are buying, you by now should know that if we buy, bank being an asset will decrease. We are buying consumable stores, which means that you need to open another account called consumable stores. Expense increases on the debit side. Every debit, here's the debit, needs a credit. This rule applies right through accounting, the double entry principle, that every debit always needs a credit. We are receiving money from a client for the makeover. We receive money in the bank will increase. Why are we receiving this money? It's called current income. Other account concerned will be current income. Income increases on the credit side. There's the debit. Here's the credit. On the 13th, we bought equipment. So there's my equipment we are buying. So money will be taken from the bank and we are buying equipment. Then we are paying the wages. Paying means money is taken from the bank, paying wages and salaries. And then the last one, we are going to put money in our cash float. Cash float is the other account concern. Once again, every debit needs a credit. How do I get the cash float amount? I take the check amount of 750 minus what we spent on the wages, the 625, and that tells you what is left for cash float. That gives me the 125. That's where the amount for cash float comes from. Then transaction on the 18th, we are buying paper for the computer, which means it is an expense. Stationery we're spending, and the other account concerned will be stationery. Then we are also paying the telephone. There's telephone money taken from the bank to pay the telephone. Every debit needs a credit. On the 21st, we are subletting part of our building. So we are receiving money, rent income. need an account for rent income. And then current income, we are receiving money for current income. Other account concerned will be current income. Again, double entry principle, every debit needs a credit. On the 21st again, the owner is increasing her capital, receiving money, capital, and capital is the other account concerned. Then we to the 25th, the owner is taking money for own use, drawings, which means that we will have a drawings account. We are giving some stuff away, money away, so donations, and which is an expense, a donations account. And then lastly, we are paying wages, must go in the wages and salaries account. Once again, every debit needs a credit. And then on the 20th, the last day, we are paying the water and electricity account. Paying means money is spent on water and electricity. And then the owner earns a salary, so you're spending money on salaries in water and in wages and salaries account. How do I get the amount? They tell us that her annual salary is 144,000. If you want to know how much money she must get in 1 month, I'm writing very, very untidy. You need to divide by 12, and that is where I get the 12,000 from. Sorry for this untidy handwriting, but I'm writing with my mouse and it's not so easily done. So this is the T accounts of activity exercise 4 of T accounts. Homework for Friday will be you now have to do the calculations that was asked in this exercise. I hope you all are still well and you are safe. Remember, you are important to everybody that loves you. Please stay at home, stay safe, be good. We talk again on Friday.